So let's move on to the next question, guys. In this question, we are given that Harry's average speed on his commute from his home to his work was 30 miles per hour. So the average speed of Harry was 30 miles an hour, right? If Harry's average speed had been twice as fast, his trip would be 15 minutes shorter. So what the question is saying is that if the speed was twice as fast, so obviously you'll reach earlier, because if you're driving fast, if your speed is more, then you'll take less time. So that means the trip would be 15 minutes shorter. This is given. And we have to compare the distance between home and the office and 15. So this is what we are given in the question, right? So let's assume the distance let's assume the distance is equals to x, right? So we are assuming the distance between home and the office is x, right? So tell me one thing. We are given that the average speed of Harry is 30 miles an hour. So how much time will Harry take? So obviously time is equals to distance upon speed, right? So how much is the distance? The distance is x, and speed is how much? Speed is 30, right? So x upon 30 is the total amount of time which Harry takes, right? So we can write x upon 30, right? Now tell me one thing. If the speed was twice, so earlier the speed was 30, twice means the speed becomes 60. So how much will the time in be in that case? It will be x upon 60, because the distance remains the same, which is x, and the speed becomes twice, which means 60. So x upon 60 will be the total amount of time when the speed has increased. For example, earlier we were taking 45 minutes, and now when the speed is doubled, now we are taking, let's say, 30 minutes, whatever, we don't know. So this is the total amount of time which we were taking originally, minus this is the total amount of time which we are taking after we have increased the speed to double. So if we subtract this from this, this tells us how much the trip has become shorter, right? So for example, earlier we were taking 45 minutes, now we are taking 30 minutes. So 15 minutes, the trip has become shorter, right? So 15 minutes. So because everything is considered in hours, so we write 15 upon 60, because 15 minutes upon 60, so this gives us hour. So this becomes 1 upon 4. So now you can just solve this. So this becomes 1 upon 4. So now you can solve this and you'll directly get your answer. So let's multiply everything by 60, right? So this becomes 2x minus x is equals to how much? 15. So x is equals to 15. What we did over here is that we multiplied 60 to the entire thing. So 32 is a 62x minus 60, 60 cut 1. 15 4 is a 60, right? So x equals to 15. So this comes out to be 15 because the distance was x, which is 15, and this is also 15. So its final answer becomes C. I hope this should be clear. So what we did is that we calculated the total time which took originally, then we calculated the total time which we took after the speed was increased. So obviously the difference will be the amount of time by which the trip became shorter, which was 15 minutes. So by converting into hour, it becomes 15 upon 60, which is 1 upon 4. So I hope this should be very clear, simple.